These also lock here on the side. The most common question I've ever gotten, tire would be taking it off. Something that drove like a tank, which you have to have on these GM trucks. Over the last year, I have turned this GMC into what I think might be the perfect daily driver, but now it actually looks and performs. So today I'm walking through every single upgrade that I've done and whether or not I would do them again. So this truck had to stay a daily driver. It had to stay comfortable. I couldn't kill miles per gallon. We didn't want something that drove like a tank. It wasn't like just a dedicated trail rig. And I also didn't want it to look stock though at the same time. So obviously we've done the upgrades. It's fun to personalize it. Having a stock truck just isn't that much fun anymore. You got to make it your own. If we're being real, the Duramax is the foundation of this whole thing. This motor is unbelievable in a half ton. It's quite windy outside. I think there's like 80-mile-an-hour gusts here in a little while, so we got to go fast. But there is nothing else like this in a half ton. There are other half ton diesels. There's nothing else that gets 25, 30 miles per gallon. There's nothing else that has the consistent power. This has like a 600 to 700 mile range on a gas tank, or on a diesel tank, whatever you want to say. So when you're doing long road trips, overlanding, you're not concerned about carrying other fuel. You don't have a 300 mile a tank capacity like some other vehicles. This really solved a lot of problems from the get-go. But let's start with what changed the most about this truck with this build. And to answer that question, we have to go deep. We have to get down into the suspension where we have the heart of the big changes, which is the Elka coilovers and Cognito suspension kit. So let me back up and give you the full view of how this really impacted beyond just looking cool in the fender well. This kit in the front end raised it up 3 inches with these coilovers. And in addition to the 3-inch lift in the front, Cognito also supplies upper control arms, which you have to have on these GM trucks. If you even level these GM trucks without upper control arms, you run the risk of breaking the ball joint. And this includes AT4s, elevations, SLT. It doesn't matter. If you modify the suspension, get aftermarket upper control arms because you're going to break the upper ball joint. And if you do, you run the risk of completely losing control on the highway. $600. Get upper control arms. Don't run that risk. It's ridiculous offset. And in the back, we have a 1-inch lift block. So that also raised it in the back 1 inch. So 3 inches up in the front, 1 inch up in the back. This is equivalent to an AT4 that is leveled. The elevation trim comes lower. The AT4 comes with a factory 2-inch lift. If you leveled an AT4, this is what it would look like because it's 1-inch block. In the rear, it brings up to the equivalent. If I can answer one big question that I bet you probably have is like, could I just get an elevation instead of an AT4 and put a couple $1,000 suspension kit on it and have something better than an AT4? The answer is yes. I am the biggest promoter of buying a lower end vehicle and modifying it to what you want. This is the way to go. You save tens of thousands of dollars. AT4s are great. Interior leather is cool. We have something just as capable, it is more capable than an AT4 by doing this aftermarket suspension. It is much more beefy, much more robust, and you have something that looks better than an AT4 now. As far as ride quality goes, these Elka coilovers are great. However, you do have the choice, and the Elka coilovers are going to decide how the ride is of the Cognito kit. Fox, I believe, is going to ride a little bit smoother on road. These handle the harsher conditions a little better. If you want to take a step up and spend a little more, you can get live shocks from Fox, I believe, in this kit. And or you can go Kings, which you just spend a little more. And with coilovers, you get what you pay for. In my case, Elka is what I was looking for. Obviously, we're out here in the National Forest. This is what we love to do. And I wanted something that could handle a little bit harsher hit on a more frequent basis. But that's not to say that the on-road feel of this kit isn't great, because everything and anything is going to be better than the factory Rancho suspension that all of these trucks come with. Now, granted, if you kept it as the factory like elevation, it rode super smooth. It's great at what it does on road, but off road, not the move. This is not what you want for an off-road vehicle. At least upgrade to Bilstein shocks. That is the happiest medium of anything. I would be completely content if I went and got Bilstein leveling kit instead of these Elka coilovers. These just take it one step further to like a more severe duty. But Bilstein 5100, 6112 shocks really perform really closely to what this is. And on road, you're actually going to like Bilsteins a lot more than these Elka coilovers. Still recommend the Cognito kit, but mix and match, you can kind of play with it a little bit. These upper control arms are still super robust. Been happy with them. I've had no issues, so I can't complain. I don't have anything else to say because they've just been working properly out here in the woods. So that's the best review I think I can offer there. Wheels and tires. We have some, start with the wheels, Method race wheels. This is the Method NV And the 305, this is the double black, so it has the shiny black rim, matte black center, flat hubcap in the middle, and then on the other NVs you can have gold bolts here, or you can have black. I like the all blacked out look. I think it's just a clean look. The bronze or gold nuts also look good as well. So these are in a positive 18 offset, which means offset is how wide and how close in the tires stick. So let me go to the back because it'll be a better visual representation. So positive 18 offset here. If you go to the center of the wheel going up, a positive 18 means it goes in 18 millimeters. A factory wheel is about 34 millimeters in, so this wheel, even though it's a plus 18, it sticks out more than a factory wheel. And plus we have a wider tire, so it bubbles out just a little bit. For me, that's perfect. It gives it like that wider stance. You can tell it's an aftermarket truck from behind. It gives it a beefier look, a little more off-road stance. If you got a zero offset, which is probably one of the most popular wheels, it's going to stick out 18 millimeters further than this positive 18 offset. And as you go negative 12, negative 18, negative 32, it just goes this way in millimeters. So positive offset goes in, negative goes out from the center of the fender here. Tires, we have a 295 70 R18. This is the Falcon Wild Peak AT4W. They are Snowflake heavy duty rated. So these do have, if you live in a place with chain laws and things like that, this is a very important tire to have, the snow rated tires. This is a 34 and a half, almost 35, and it's like 11 and a half wide tire. So slightly shorter, slightly skinnier tire. Let's get you some different angles here because that always helps. From the back, underneath, you can tell it's wider than a factory tire, but it is still a little bit skinny. You got that little bit of poke sticking out, right? Then as far as fitting these on the truck, we did have to do some modification right back here. This is the Rough Country Mud Flap Delete Kit. And what this does, generally you have a mud flap that comes here and it's about here. So you have this much more room that this tire now has ability to turn, flex, go off-road. The fender is also cut. I'll go to the other side for that front fender section. Very minor up front, but it's mostly, you can see it here. You need this extra room here because this is where the mud flap was, and this tire would be taking it off right now. This is about $100 something. Links to everything down below. Click my links, please. You don't have to buy it, but clicking the links in the description helps the channel out so much more than you know. Those Amazon links, they are affiliate. Just going to them helps my little channel out so much. Please click them as you go or at the end of the video. Either way, helps out a lot. Anyways, this kit cuts a little piece of metal off right here, so you do need one cutting tool to do this, or just have a shop do it. It won't take them long. But that's how you fit these tires. One thing to note about fitting this is the fitting for a positive 18 offset. The more your tires stick out this way with a 0 or a negative offset, the more cutting you have to do back here. The closer you are to a factory offset, the less you're going to have to cut, but you do need to have some offset because this tire is going to get close to the aftermarket upper control arm, and as you can see, we're pushing the limit right there. Any wider of a tire, we need more offset there. So you get bigger tires, so obviously your miles per gallon goes down. But in my case, I've actually noticed that the miles per gallon went down probably more from the lift kit and the wind resistance, because this is a brick of a truck, and before the elevation sits so low and down, it was really aerodynamic, I guess you could say. The tires did affect it. Before we were in the 30s, low 30 mile per gallon range. With this, we're 25-ish, 22 miles per gallon around town. I am still getting 30 miles per gallon up here in the mountains, especially because this truck coasts so well. The key to getting good miles per gallon with this truck is you are in control of getting by the better miles per gallon. Take your foot off the gas. This diesel specifically, just take your foot off and let it coast. This truck can coast so well. That's how you get the better miles per gallon. That's how you really prolong your fuel tank, is just letting this truck do its thing, coast as much as you can, and just barely touching the gas a little bit. If you're watching your miles per gallon tracker on your truck, you'll see it just drop because you barely touch it, but you'll realize most of the time this truck coasts so well that you don't even need to be touching it for it to continue moving forward. That's the key. That's how you make this work, especially with bigger tires if you're trying to be miles per gallon conscious. Let's go check out the interior that I mentioned before. It's windy out. Oh, I locked the truck. Hang on. We're going to try to sneak on in here. So, don't mind that. We've got the LazFit floor liners. We got a discount code down below, Nikki15. Saves you on these if you like. Obviously, they're getting used. They're doing great. Preserve that carpet underneath like a champ. Many of you know that have been around, we put leather on the inside. It totally transformed the inside look of this truck. When you walk in, you would think that this is the premium trim of the Elevation. It is not, but we have leather front and back. It is dealer style leather, and it looks great. Let me move some of that out of the way. And this is what you're working with. Like, obviously, we use the truck, not trying to sugarcoat what this truck looks like on the inside, but it makes a world of difference. And we got this, we negotiated part of the purchase of the truck, so we got this for about $200 added. If you got this separate, you can get it from like Catskin or anything else like that, and it'd be about $1,200, and you'll get your leather set up. Honestly, I was always that guy who swore by cloth because I've always lived in hot climates, and I've always loved how much they breathe, and like the seats just like, you don't get stuck to the seat in the middle of the summertime. And now that I've had leather for probably a little over a year now, I don't want to go back. It's so much nicer, so much more comfortable. This is where you spend your time, sitting in this seat, driving all day, every day. This makes all the difference. I never would have thought. I've switched teams. You're allowed to change your opinion. I've switched mine from cloth to leather. I wouldn't be upset with cloth, but this is pretty great. Let's talk about the diesel motor and how fantastic it is. And it's the reason that this truck works as a daily driver. Honestly, I've had 5.3s, I've had the 6.2, I've had all the things, I've had Fords. This diesel changes everything. I've had 34s, 35s on all the other brands as well. And this diesel motor makes this truck move effortlessly with good miles per gallon. This is the reason this truck works, honestly. Because if you have the 5.3, I'd be pushing probably 17 miles per gallon. Getting 10 to 15 miles per gallon better than that changes the economics of owning this truck. Granted, diesel is a little bit more expensive. It is. Has massive range. Having a 700-mile range tank, that is crazy. That is like the Ford having a 36-gallon tank, but you're not getting 12 miles per gallon. You're getting 25 to 30, and even into the low 30s. What a game changer that is. It sounds good. I don't have an intake or any modifications to this diesel motor yet, because the intakes don't actually help. They lower miles per gallon. They sound super cool, which I would love, but there's no point in lessening the performance. There's no exhaust for these. Not where we are. There's too many laws. I know this truck sounds awesome. I've heard those guys up in Canada that have deleted 3.0 diesel motors, and it sounds awesome. We can't do it here, guys. Can't do it here yet. Not in the states that I am in. Let's run through the last couple little upgrades that we've done on here. That way, just get the full picture here. We've got these tool low profile crossbars. This is for the rooftop tent. They look super great. They're super secure. They lock like 2 or 3 different ways. If you don't have the key here, you can't get this bolt off here, which releases it from the bed. And then these also lock here on the side, which release it from this track. So it's quite literally locked 3 different ways, which is great when you consider you could have a $1,000 rooftop tent on top of the back of your truck. And on top of that, with these low profile bars, when you put a rooftop tent or anything on here, it turns this whole back into a platform. And if you have your tailgate locked, if you have bins in here, you can no longer get the bins out of the back of your truck because you have like a board here. Tailgate locks, these locks, so if you have something across the top, now your whole bed is secure. Really neat little side bonus there. Always rocking the cargo net, super cheap here. We've got the bed mat here, no bed liner. Again, links to everything in this video. Please go visit them in the description down below. Amazon does most of these things. This is all Plastidip. Plastidip here, Plastidip. If you're not familiar, it's like a black plastic spray paint. If you want to remove this, you can peel it back off. It lasts through car washes, it's great. Same thing on the Elevation badge. We Plastidipped the exhaust tips. Still holding up strong, no chips, no peels. Coming around to the side, we have the high clearance off-road steps. These came with the truck. The most common question I've ever gotten on any video are these steps. These are GM steps, high clearance off-road steps. You get these from the dealership. They're almost like a Raptor step. I actually just hit a rock the other day, like in a parking lot. I came around a corner They worked just like a rock star. The weight of the truck was on it. It was my blonde moment there. I'm going to make a video about side steps to give you more detail. But if you want these, you get these from a dealership, or the real move is go on Facebook Marketplace, get them off of there, because you'll get them for like $200. I don't know how much they are from a dealer, but I'm going to guess like $700-800 probably. Get them off Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. They are everywhere. People take these off that don't need them or don't want them. We have my custom, I hit a pole mark that's going to stay there until the aftermarket bumper shows up. We have high-powered fog lights from Duramax down here in the pocket. These have been pretty solid. We've got vinyl wrapped front emblem here, also holding up great. Scanned right on by it. We did a carbon fiber wrap on here. I think it looks pretty good. I really didn't expect this to last. It is peeling up a little bit, but I did this like a year ago, and I go through all the automated car washes, and the fact that this is still on here, this was like a $5 Amazon special that I just cut out this. I actually think it looks really good, and as long as it doesn't come off, it's staying, because I think it looks great. I was going to replace this whole badge, and then I just did that instead, and it's been great. I've only done one side. Then coming inside here, we've got a couple things inside. Obviously, the floor mats from Last Fit. We did the leather seats. We have these little hooks. Get these off Amazon. These are great. Hang a water bottle, a hat, groceries. They're super helpful for that. Other than that, we've just got gear hidden everywhere. Gear is the big thing. I'll list some things in the description that I keep in here. I'll probably do a video about what I keep in my truck. So leave that comment down below if you want to know, or have any thoughts on, like, you want camping gear, everyday carry type things. That's the most of the important upgrades there. We've kept a lot of it, you know, it's modified, but it still looks stock. Bumpers are in the future. There's so many bumpers now coming out for the Duramax, which is super, super exciting. DV8 is in the lead for my favorite by far. They have a tube style bumper that looks great. I'll put a link to that down below as well. To finish this up, this is the best balance of power, efficiency, off-road capability, everything of any truck that I've ever owned, which has been a lot. I've had a lot of trucks. If I missed anything or you have a question, make sure you leave it down below. We're going to keep coming out to these beautiful places and filming videos. We have finally access to film videos in a beautiful place year-round. It is in the middle of winter, and we're able to do this right now, which is awesome. So leave your questions. Let me know, because these videos are going to be coming out, and we want to know what you don't know or what you want to know about this truck. Leave those questions down below, and I'll let you know. Anyways, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.